Welcome back to Yoshi Entertainment, everybody. So, just recently, there was a young 22-year-old who, if I'm not mistaken, is in college at the moment, and she is also doing a part time job as a teacher, teaching ballet to the young, like 5-year-olds, kindergartners, if you will. Now, this young woman, she made a video and she broke down on the internet. And I felt bad for her. My heart goes out to all the teachers out there. Y'all do not get paid enough to go through what y'all go through with the kids, the other teachers, the staff, the people that are y'all's bosses, like the principals and whoever else, your supervisors, and the parents. Y'all don't get paid enough. Y'all could never get paid enough to have to deal with that bull crap. But anyways, she broke down on the internet because she was talking about how disrespectful these children are these days. She was talking about how she was telling one girl, listen, can you stand on your square? Can you go to the ballet bar? Can you stand in one place? I don't want to listen to you. I ain't got to listen to you. You ain't my mama. And then when she tried to tell who she thought was the adult in the situation, which was the little gremlin's mama, hey, your daughter has issues listening to authority. Your daughter does not want to pay attention in class. She doesn't want to do what she's told. I tell her to stand on the square. She doesn't want to do it. Then the child in an adult's body that was supposed to be the parent, the sorry excuse for a parent, tells this child, tells this girl, this young woman, well, if she doesn't want to stand on the square, why would you keep asking her to stand on it? Clearly, she's not listening to you. And I was like, well, that just takes the cake. But it's been getting like this. Back in the day, before the 2000s, it didn't used to be like this with kids. Now, of course, conveniently, that was around the time when corporal punishment was still a thing. You could catch it from anybody. That was back in the day where if you acted up at school, the teacher could paddle you, spank you, pop you in the mouth. You could go home, be walking down the street, one of the neighbors, if you was doing stuff you ain't had no business doing, they could whoop you. Then you got it from your mama or whoever you was living with at the time. And it's also real convenient, and I'm saying that to be sarcastic because I don't believe in stuff like coincidences, but some people who do believe in coincidences, haven't you noticed that these kids started jumping off the deep end? Like I said, one after corporate punishment got the boot, and two when prayer was removed from schools. I know y'all noticed this. School shootings, the kids acting plumb crazy, disrespecting the teachers and everybody that they come around. These kids beating these teachers like they're animals. And oh God, don't get me started on how some of them act when you take the technology away, because this is the age of technology. A lot of these kids that were born 2000 and up, their parents didn't even raise them. The TV, the iPhone, the iPad raised them. And I'm trying to understand, how do you let technology raise your child? When I was coming up, I didn't know what an iPhone, what an iPad, a laptop was. I didn't even get my own computer until I was like in college. But you have parents out here who are buying these kids technology that they don't need at early ages, starting them off young, getting used to social media, looking at these phone screens, and then they don't want to put the phones away. They don't want to put the iPads down when it's time to learn. They don't discipline them or correct them at home, or at least they don't let them run over them when they're at home, but will allow them to go out and run over the teachers and other students and not hold them accountable, will come to the school and cuss out the teachers whenever they try to tell them that their little gremlin, their little demon spawn is up here acting a fool. But no, they want to cuss out the teachers and make it seem like it's the teacher's fault. When the issue that we're having here, and it's sad because some people still have the audacity to try and blame the teacher. No, the problem is not the teacher. It's these raggedy parents. These parents who failed at parenting. That's the only way that it can be described. It can be explained. They failed at parenting. They failed at raising their children. They failed at disciplining them properly. So now we all have the misfortune of having to deal with their demon spawn. There used to be a saying that the teacher said when I came up. I've heard it a few times lately, but I'll say it again. The teacher then already went to school and got his or her education. They're already making their money, collecting their bag. It's unfortunate that they have to deal with what they have to deal with to get it. But they already got their education. It's some of these stupid behind kids that's out here that's not going to have an education. They're going to be stupid, not being able to get a job that makes decent money, or they're going to end up in one of two places because they're undisciplined, and that's jail or the grave. Some of these parents out here who are unruly, who were raised in unruly ways, who got away with a bunch of junk, who don't want to discipline their kids and correct them and make sure they're decent human beings and they don't cause trouble for everybody they come in contact with, they're not going to be satisfied until they shut these schools down, because they are tired of these kids doing what they're doing with these teachers and towards the other kids that are actually going there to learn and are well disciplined, they gonna be mad if they shut these schools down and tell these raggedy behind parents, y'all can teach your own kids since you don't know how to raise them right, to treat the teacher right so that she or he can teach them when they're in the classroom. Low key, it already happened during the pandemic. And you saw how many of these parents out here were cussing their kids out, ready to put holes in the walls and go to jail because they had to deal with their raggedy behind kids once again that they failed to raise right. Once again, my heart goes out to this young woman. She does not deserve to have to go through this. Nobody deserves to have to go through this. Let me make that clear. It's one thing to have to deal with a child and to correct a child's behavior that may or may not be correctable because of their failure of a parent that they were being raised by or not really raised by, but it's something completely different when you have to deal with that and they raggedy behind parents. I'm gonna say it again. I actually hope that they do shut the schools down so these same parents who don't want to do right get to deal with the rotten fruits of their raggedy, lazy labor instead of releasing them on the world like imps to be problems for everybody else. But anyways, y'all let me know what y'all think and how y'all feel down in the comments below respectfully. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Y'all have a very blessed and safe day.